Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Ladies' Diary. Oh my gosh, it's that time of month again. I am Boss B of BBTV, and it's my favorite night of the month where we have some amazing ladies, or just the two of us, that bless us with their life experiences. So, for those of you joining us online tonight, we are currently streaming Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. Please know we see you. We appreciate you so much. If there are any questions or even just observations you would like to share in the chat, please do. And also, we're so happy you've decided to spend a little time with us tonight. So, this month is a very special one, as we all know, as America celebrates 250 years of independence. And tonight, we're taking a moment to reflect on something that doesn't always make the history books, right? And by that I mean, pardon me, the incredible women who quietly helped build this country through love and, well, sacrifice, of course, family, faith, perseverance, and our favorite word around here, resilience. We're going to share a heartfelt letter that asks what independence has meant to women through times, through generations. And then we're opening the conversation to anybody that wants to join us as we share memories, life lessons, and the women who helped shape us into who we are today. Again, we want you to be a part of the conversation. So share your thoughts and stories in live chat. Don't worry, you won't get hit with Autobot or spam or nothing like that. But please do share your stories, because some of the best moments happen when we learn from one another. Now, that's enough win for me, because I can't do this alone. Now, listen, before I get too far into that, I got to do this proper. I do. This is my girl. So, I should have had that ready. Yeah, I'm in trouble. There it is. Anyway, you know who I'm talking about. You know, Before I do, I got to say this. Walking through life, you lose those before you who were the ones that were teaching you their way. And we all need knowledge. We need a teacher or a mentor, someone to look up to, someone with a different perspective than your own, right? One that gives you strength. Y'all, for me, that's Mama Lyons. She brings the lemonade with fire in her step. Guarantee it. Goodness, we both hit the button. I got you, girl. I got you, girl. It is one of those days, isn't it?
We're used to bringing guests on. We'll bring ourselves on.
Yeah. We're going to get one of us on here, right?
First of all, thank you for the kind words. I needed those words. It's, yes, thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
It's the resilience. I know all about it, and I know you have a lot of it, my dear.
Yeah, I have a thought that whatever word you pick in life that you say is your word, be careful, because you'll have to walk it out every day. And
Absolutely.
so I have experienced more opportunities to be resilient than anybody, I feel like, because that's been my one word. That's the thing that I'm always talking about. So I have to be the living example of it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a good thing. That's not a bad thing, because I'm able to model. And as a teacher, we know that's what we do. We model certain behaviors, we model things for our learners. And so, my audience for resilience is getting a lot just watching me.
Hey,
But
so am I.
speaking of resilience, we're going to talk about women.
Yes.
250 years, right?
Amen. That's amazing, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
And behind every good man is a better woman. So we got to give our sisters some love and bring them out in the open for everybody to see, right?
Right. No shade to the men who might be listening, but we would all agree that women are definitely important since we bring life here. But
Amen.
anyway.
Yes, I agree with that wholeheartedly.
Yeah.
My
Well, you
goodness.
have a
So
letter?
I do have a letter. Are you ready for the letter?
I'm
This
ready.
is a good one, honestly. I love
Get
this one
ready to take
because
notes. I'm ready.
yeah, it's from grandma. And we don't usually get letters from grandma. So this one's going to be one of my favorites, I think.
Okay.
Here we go. Dear ladies, my granddaughter told me America is celebrating 250 of years of independence this July. She asked me what independence meant when I was her age. And it made me smile because I don't think we used that word very often back then. The women I grew up around were simply too busy living it. They raised children, cared for aging parents, stretched every single paycheck, planted gardens, canned vegetables. Ooh, girl, I remember that. Sewed torn clothes. I still do that. And somehow always found room at the table for family, friends, or a neighbor who needed a meal.
Hmm.
Life wasn't always easy, but they didn't spend much time complaining about it. They simply did what had to be done. Looking back, I realized those women taught me more than they ever knew. They showed me that strength can be quiet, that helping someone isn't a weakness, that families grow stronger when everyone carries a little of the load. Today, women have opportunities my grandmother could only imagine, and I'm thankful for every one of them. But I also hope that we never lose the things those women gave us: kindness, resilience, faith, generosity, and the willingness to stand beside each other when life gets hard. As America celebrates 250 years of independence, I hope we remember that this country wasn't built only by the people whose names appear in history books. It was also built by millions of ordinary women who raised families, cared for their communities, and quietly made the next generation stronger than the last. Maybe that's the kind of independence worth celebrating. Signed sincerely, a proud American woman.
Mm.
Hmm.
Wow. First of all, I love the letter.
Yeah,
And there's so much to unpack in that letter.
yeah.
So many things to unpack. And, you and I can talk about that. But you listed some things off that were actually pretty amazing that were stated. You know,
Right.
it's like,
That's why I say this one's my favorite letter now.
yeah,
Yeah.
all the things that women did.
Hmm.
Can you find that again and read that part? List off those
Sure.
things.
Sure. Hold
I
on.
didn't want to stop you when you're reading, but
No,
man,
no, you're fine. I can do that. Let's see here. Uh, maybe.
this is
All
a
right.
good.
I've got it on my notepad right here. Okie dokie.
Okay.
The and you said the part. Sorry, I'm trying to get this silly thing out of the way.
No worries. No
I
worries. No worries.
had it in there in the notes and I pulled it out.
Yeah.
Okay, what am I looking for? One more time.
So
Sorry.
the things that were listed, Grandma said that they did.
Okay. Um, like
I think sewing and
the women
uh,
that they raised
canning.
children, cared for aging parents, stretched every paycheck, planted gardens, canned vegetables, sewed torn clothes, and somehow always found room at the table for family, friends, or a neighbor in need.
Right.
I was born in the wrong time.
Well, I remember that, and I had to can vegetables, and I had to do a lot of cleaning and a lot of things as a young girl.
Hmm.
But what amazed me is how much I saw my mother do. That when I think about that now, and and I guess in my mind, I'm getting to the point of I'm trying to paint or illustrate how we've changed so much.
Hmm. Yeah.
Women today, where they are now versus where our parents and grandparents, mainly grandparents especially, that generation, they had to do so much
Yeah.
And as technology has come into play and how things are changing, thus so is what the American household looks like and what the wife is doing or the mother is doing, because she's going out to work too.
Right.
She's got to go earn a living to help, to be a helpmate to her husband,
Right.
or her mate or whomever, her partner, so that the bills can get paid, and food and school clothes and all these things are happening. So for sure, I understand
Hmm.
that over 250 years, there has been such an evolution of the woman experience. And that's really what I'm thinking about right now.
I
Um,
agree.
there's contributions on every generation and every level, but the contributions that women make look different.
Yes.
Remember that, uh, bring home the bacon, fry it up in the pan, and never ever ever let me forget you're a man because I'm a woman. Remember
Yes.
that movement?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because that's when women were just starting to go out and work. So it was sort of like a jingle.
Right.
And it was like a big thing to get society to accept the fact that, uh, women are out there making money, coming home, contributing,
Right.
but they also have a lot of at home responsibilities.
Yeah. True.
Yeah.
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 Yeah,
So,
but then that was really empowering too, I think, for a woman that could do both of those things.
right.
And, I mean, it's not to say that the men were not working as hard, but it made me feel kind of like I'm working hard as he, maybe not as hard, or just I'm contributing as much as he is. That's what I'm trying to say. You know,
Right.
it
Right. Right.
doesn't have to be a physical thing. At
Mhm.
least I'm contributing when I'm also taking care of the kids at the house. And I don't know, when I had a job growing up, it was a part-time job. So it wasn't always my time at work. I guess it depends on the family really and how many kids you have and all that stuff too. Because to me, being able to manage the household, the
Mhm.
husband always at work, you
Mhm.
working part-time or full-time, raising three kids, that's an accomplishment. That's some resilience right there, if you ask me.
It really is. It
It
really
is.
is.
It
And it,
is.
it required a lot of planning, a lot of multitasking, a lot of communication. It just required so much. But I also think that women evolved into doing what they needed to do because they were probably taught by their mothers, and it was generationally handed down. The expectations of, what you're supposed to do as a wife, as a mate, and now you have a lot of single parent, a lot of women who are raising children on their own, so they have to fill all the roles.
Hmm.
Um, just and just thinking about that, but I don't want to veer off from what grandma
Hmm.
was saying in this letter.
Right.
Um, but what I think is really adorable is that the granddaughter's asking, you
Yes.
know, what does it mean?
Yes. Yeah. To
What is
find
in?
that generation once is even curious about it these
Mhm,
days is an
mhm.
amazing thing, and
Yeah,
few and far between.
yeah, yeah, absolutely, absolutely. Now, do you think that the tide will change ever and we'll go back to more traditional, or no?
I like to think so, but I'm not. I'm pretty skeptical on that one. When I was a teenager in junior high, I guess I had taken a project to school with me, putting
Mhm,
some lace on a dress that I had. And I was sitting there in my break time sewing, and I had
mhm.
a teacher come up to me and looked at me like I was an alien or something. You don't see, I mean, I'm 54 years old. That was a long time ago. You don't see any of the younger kids sewing now. I don't see it.
Hand
I'd
sewing,
love for
yeah,
that. Yeah.
yeah, that's a thing of the past, right?
Yeah.
Just go buy something else, or it tore, it ripped, it's over, it's gone.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
And but you have, I mean, and I just want to say for listeners, everything we say is a generality. Obviously, there's exceptions to everything. I just want to put that disclaimer out there. There are still women who are crafty, who are sewing, who are doing a lot of things. So I don't want anybody to think that we're not aware of that.
No.
But what we're talking about is more of a um, societally, what is the norm at this
Right.
point? There's always outliers, but what is the norm? And 250 years, our experiences, and I don't want to gloss over that either, is that we come from extremely different backgrounds culturally, you and I even,
Mm-hmm.
and my experience or culturally our experiences would be different as women as well,
Yes.
and expectations and things like that. And so that's something to consider. It's not a bad thing. It's just certainly something to consider. So I'm hoping people are engaging with us. Does it look like we're getting some?
I sent out a message to hopefully
Okay.
get a little bit of some talking there for
Okay.
our 1 million people we got watching right now. I took that
Okay.
one from Big Jack because it works.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah, yeah. He helped us out last time, right? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah. So, um, and I want to take responsibility right now for the absence of our additional guests. I'm the one that dropped the ball and didn't get them on. So if they're watching this, uh, hopefully they'll be available next month because I did not send them the invite, and it's not funny. I'm pretty sad about it actually,
It's
but
okay.
my apologies. Yeah, I certainly dropped the ball on getting that out. So we did have some guests planned to join us, and we show up anyway, right?
That's right.
And so I completely own that. I'm so sorry. I completely own that. I didn't get a note or a reminder or hey or anything, and I should have sent it out. But we are here. I still think this is a very worthy topic.
Mhm.
Um, and, I'm just hoping that other people kind of jump in if they're listening and engage as well. But I would like to really explore the notion of um, what what does independence mean, um, and what does it look like now?
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those words. People hear independence and think, um, I don't know what they think. I think they think different things. It means different things to different people.
Hmm.
But if we were to look at it in the context of women's independence in our country,
Hmm.
we've evolved.
Yes.
We've evolved. I was trying to pull up some facts, just in let me see if I have some notes here, where women have come from, so to speak, in 250 years, right?
Right.
So let's see what I can do here. And because I know there's been a lot of change, just in our lifetime, there's been a lot of change.
Hmm.
Um, but over the last 250 years,
Yeah.
that's a lot. So let's
Absolutely.
see what we can get. So here we go. So that's 1776 to 2026.
Hmm.
And oh my, let's see. That's a lot to think about. How have women evolved socially? Well, and there's so many different ways to look at it. Okay, so going back, 1776, Abigail Adams, she wrote to John, urging him and other leaders not to leave women out of the new laws.
Mm.
Interesting. Okay, so politics. Women were really pushing for rights, of course, over time.
Hmm.
Um, Voting, 1807.
Yeah.
um, helping to have equal or full legal rights during the American Revolution. So women were cropping up and they were fundraisers, they were writers, organizers, obviously nurses. So women have played a role all along. Um, Early American history.
Mm-hmm.
Let's talk about women having, and I think we touched on this a little bit. I don't know, I was in a conversation, I don't know if it was with you, B, when we talked about women having the right, like even to be able to, oh, that was a different call I was on. But, women couldn't make any major purchases without permission from their spouse.
Mm-hmm.
Limited legal identity is what it was called, right?
Yeah.
Um, Married Women's Property Act. Okay. So contracts, couldn't go into a contract, couldn't earn without, I mean, there was just all these different rules and things.
Big
So
Jack's in the chat. He says it took 144 years for women to have the right to vote.
yes,
That's
yes,
crazy.
yes.
But hey, we
Absolutely.
made it.
We made it. Yes.
We
So
made it.
voting, oh, the 19th Amendment. Oh my goodness. Um, so 1920, women won national voting rights. 1920. That wasn't, well, it was a long time ago now that we're in 2026, but it doesn't feel like it was that long ago.
No.
Um, you know, but it took decades of women organizing and marching and writing and lobbying and engaging in civil disobedience, even getting out there and saying, marching and saying they wanted to fight
Burning
for
bras.
suffragettes. What'd you say?
Burning
Burning.
bras.
Yeah, right, 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 right. Oh my God, yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so just even coming up to our age, oh gosh, 1972, education changed everything, prohibited discrimination based on sex in education programs, receiving federal funds, academics, athletics, leadership. Like all of these things are huge. Um, College, women started graduating from college
Mm-hmm.
ahead of men. So in 2022, 39% of women aged 25 and older had earned a bachelor's degree or higher, compared with 36% of men. So at that point,
Wow.
according to the census, we outpaced men
Yeah.
in getting a college education.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then the Equal Credit Opportunity Act of 74, women having equal ability to purchase, their credit being, I didn't even know that. Wow.
Yeah.
Creditors were discriminating against women,
Mm-hmm.
um, didn't want to give them credit. Wow. Didn't know
Yeah.
that. Um,
I
yeah.
think they still do sometimes.
Still going on, right?
Yeah. There's a lot going on.
Women owned businesses are now a major thing. So again, look at the evolution. Oh
Ronald
my goodness.
Reagan was born in 1911. Big Boss Man said. Big Jack.
Yes. He
Mm-hmm.
was born in 1911
Mm-hmm. That's what he says. Let's see here.
and he was president. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
So,
crazy.
yeah. And now that I'm looking at this and thinking about it, so programs, things like STEM, for instance, science,
Mm-hmm.
technology, engineering,
Mm-hmm.
uh, okay, the M just math, I guess. I'm like the M just escaped me. But
Right.
but 8% of STEM workers in 1970, women grew from 8% to 27% in 2019,
Wow.
making up nearly half of the overall United States workforce. So remember, math and science and all that, that was a male thing for many
Mm.
years. And then they
So was
started
the military.
recognizing women.
The military too. It took a long time before they let women get
Yeah.
in there and do anything other than, I guess, build machinery.
Right, right, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So interesting fact. And then I'll stop with the facts, but I do think this is really interesting.
You're okay because Big Jack's over there passing them around too. He's got Harriet Tubman died in 1913.
Well, he's certainly putting it in perspective because when I
Yes.
said 1920, so she died before the voting. Okay, yeah. So it says the biggest evolution may be identity. Over 250 years, women have moved from being expected to serve quietly in the background to voting, owning property, leading companies, running classrooms, building movements, publishing books, holding office, creating wealth, and telling their own stories. Okay, I love that. That's where we are today. And
Are you
all of
reading your
the,
bio?
yeah,
It's got all of those elements that you've got.
in my bio,
Yes. Are you reading your bio?
I'm every woman.
There you go,
Yeah,
girlfriend.
yeah. No, honestly, it's a lot. It's a
Hmm.
lot. And what
Yeah.
I would say to um, young women, and if again, if we had more perspectives from women, um, if I hadn't screwed up,
Okay.
uh, we'd be
Woman.
able to hear some examples. But honestly, if we just think about our own families, if we just think
Mhm.
about when I think about what my mother did, what my grandmother did, what I know my great aunts and how hard they worked, it's just been a huge change
Mhm.
in the way women have to show up.
Yeah.
It just really has, you know.
Yeah. It
Um,
is.
yeah,
I'm
no,
just
you're right, Big
curious.
Jack. It wasn't that long ago.
What is your favorite memory from something your grandmother told you about from her? I don't, from when she was
Well,
younger, when she was becoming her.
I don't, I want to actually, I want to share a memory of an experience with her
Yes,
because
please.
I went to, I grew up in the first part of my life, New Haven, Connecticut. And then when I say the first part of my life, the first 11 years, moved to Washington State at 11, turned 12. And by the time I was 16, my mother sent me down south where my grandmother was in North Carolina for a summer. And my grandmother had relocated from Connecticut to South to take care of her mother, my great grandmother, who did end up passing away before I came to visit. So I this summer is my first time in the South. Mosquitoes were as big as I was. And it was just a really, I'd been in a concrete jungle. I'd never been in the scary time for me because bugs, I don't like bugs. So um, I've tried to stay close to hearth. I didn't want to do anything. Well, my grandmother woke me up that first morning and said, "We got chores." And I'm like, "Chores? Like, I did stuff at home for my mother, but she made it sound like it was going to be, some serious work." And she was right.
Yeah.
Of course, all of the vegetables and the gardens and I mean, this is down south where there's like all of like acres of land, family land, big, not a garden in the corner of your yard, which is what I was used to.
Right.
No, this was like fields, tobacco fields
Like
and all this,
Texas.
right? And
Yeah.
so she said, "We're gonna go out and get some." She gave me a bowl and said, "Go get some green beans." And I'm like, "Oh, okay." I knew what green beans were, but
Right.
go out where? Oh, out there in the field, you'll find them, maybe 3 or 4 rows over, whatever. They had all of these vegetables growing. And she's like, "I want green beans for dinner." Okay. I saw some creature and ran back. Like, no, I'm not doing that. I'm not walking between those. I'm not doing any of that. And
Yeah.
then so she basically took the bowl out of my hand, snatched it out, was pretty upset. But she's something about city kid mumbled, your mama should have taught you something or whatever. And then she went out. She came back with this massive bowl of fresh, big, like long stalk green beans. And so I'm like, "Okay, see you later." And she's like, "Oh no, you're not going anywhere."
Yeah,
You're
snap
going to sit
them.
down and snap these beans. I'm going to snap them. What am I doing?
Oh my goodness. Yep.
Why? Why do I have to snap them? I like to this day I love them whole. Why do I have to snap them? Anyway, I sat there just so confused about what my summer life was going to be like because I did not want to snap peas. I did not want to do a lot of things. I did not want to worry about lizards going in the house and things like that. And don't leave the screen door ajar and blah, blah, blah. But
Right.
my memory of my grandmother was that she was tough
Yeah.
and that you did your work. And once you finished your work, now you can go have fun.
Hmm.
And the whole green bean thing was like day one. And after that, it was snapping green beans or peeling potatoes or uh, doing something and church. Let's not forget church. We're going to church.
Yes.
And I think women and their faith, that was a big part of us too, as women, is that we had, whatever we were faced with, I
Hmm.
think faith was a big part of it, and that was
Hmm.
passed down as well. You
Oh yeah.
know, you thanked and you
Absolutely.
praised God for whatever, and you kept pushing through. So
Hmm.
so that's my thing with my grandmother that I remember.
Yeah.
And so what's yours, Boss B? What's yours?
Oh, that's really great. I may have not be able to top that one, but
You
I'm
don't have
gonna go. I had to. I'm gonna go with the one that I know is gonna fit here because I my great grandparents I actually got to meet on my father's side, and
to.
they lived in Paris, Texas.
Hmm. Hmm.
So they had a lot of land. And the thing to do when we would go and visit was you would go out to, I'm about to show my redneck. You go out to the barn, you get the cane pole that you like the most, make sure you have a hook on it, grab you a tin can with a lid, go out in the field, get you some grasshoppers in that tin can, and then don't forget your bucket because we're going to go to the crawdad pond to get them for bait too. And then we're going to decide if we want the trout pond, the bass pond, the catfish, And oh man, I was so young then, but I can remember that vividly. And the one thing that rings out over all of that stuff was my grandmother. She was this teeny tiny thing that just wanted to teach every girl in the family how to cook. And the one
Mm.
thing that she taught me at 6 years old that I actually remember,
Hmm.
chocolate gravy.
How to make gravy?
Chocolate gravy.
Oh, I've heard of that.
It is so good on a biscuit.
It's
There's
actually
nothing
there's
better to do.
actually chocolate in the gravy.
Yeah, you can
It's sweet. It's a
just put
sweet.
cocoa and sugar,
Oh,
or you can use hot chocolate mix, or like
oh,
Nestle Quick or the powder, whatever. You can do it like that.
with
It's weird,
biscuit.
but it's good because essentially, it's just oil and flour, and then you add the chocolate and sugar to it, and it just changes the flavor. It's still the same thing. It's a great. That was
Wow.
the most amazing thing, and you had your story about the farm.
Yeah.
Let me tell you, the first time I ever went out to that farm, the banana spiders were like this big.
See?
One time I got scared. The next time I used that cane pole for something else. And that's probably the whole reason I remember all of that. That and the chocolate gravy.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That's a different life. Women had a different life.
they did.
Home and hearth, uh, very, it was just different, but it was also hard. And
Yes.
that's the thing that I know I watch these shows, I watch these Westerns, and I think about all the stuff. I mean, like when we watch Westerns and you see the men are out there and they're riding on the horses and they're shooting and they're doing all this stuff. But I always get fixated on the women in the Westerns
Mm-hmm.
and how what life, I'm always thinking like, what was life like, you
Yeah.
know? And for me, I think about all the way back to slavery. Like it's just been
Mm-hmm.
an incredible journey for women.
Yeah.
And I couldn't even imagine some of the things that women experienced.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just, no matter what side you were on, it was hard for women.
Mm-hmm.
I was recently teaching about Civil War, and one of the things that, you know, Louisa May Alcott, the author of Little Women, yeah, yeah, she was a nurse. She was a
Awesome.
Civil War nurse.
Yeah. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yep.
All of the trauma that she experienced, and yet,
Mm-hmm.
um, she, along with many other women who should be highly decorated, who showed up to mend and to help with amputations and all
Right.
the different things that happened during the Civil War. But women have. What about the women who went to work when the men had to go to war?
Mm-hmm.
And they ended up in the factories, and just,
Mm-hmm.
it's like it needs to be done. We're gonna do it,
And we
right?
did, and we still do.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
we've adapted,
Mhm.
assimilated, which however you want to put it. But the
Right.
fact of the matter is, it's evolved. We
It's
have
evolved.
evolved, and that's what you know. All this new technology, it makes you have to evolve because
Yeah,
end up falling behind otherwise. But
right.
I think as women, just as soon as we think we're about to fall behind, something happens and we end up ahead again. There's a lot of
Yeah,
us.
yeah. And I don't know how, when I think about a relay race, and I look at life sometimes like a relay race, in that you hand off the baton. I think from one generation to the next, there are things that are handed over, and then there are things that sort of die by the wayside. Um, in my lifetime, and I'm sure yours as well, B, we've seen the evolution of from an 8-track tape to a tiny little USB thing, all of which
Absolutely.
can play music. Just think about that.
A cell phone as big as a house with a
Right.
antenna as long as your arm.
Yeah. Yeah. Like you gotta, I remember when people had a car phone, they carried it to the car in like this carrying pouch and put it in the console.
I
And that was their
remember,
car phone.
yes. Oh my gosh. I remember when right before the internet came out, they had these little boxes that the keyboard was flipped down. It wasn't a little box. I take that back. It was a huge box. The keyboard flipped down. You hooked it into your phone. You had to hear that noise
Right.
like a fax machine, and then you could actually chat to people. It was just for chatting.
Just for chatting, a chat
It's
box.
like, man, now, hi
Yeah.
sis, good to see you. I feel so old,
I know. I
right?
know. Yeah, yeah. Now it's we're talking on a screen, looking
Yeah,
at each other. The things that we imagined, that the Jetsons said was futuristic, is now here. We're living it.
drone
Um,
cars,
yeah, yeah,
Teslas that make the Jetson noises. That
right.
is so funny.
The Tesla makes the Jetson noises.
When it's backing up, it sounds like a Jetson car. It
Oh,
does.
yes, that's so true.
It's
That is
funny.
true. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I'm wondering. So, what next? I have a granddaughter. Do you have a granddaughter?
I do. I have
Yeah,
one.
I have one, and you have one.
Hmm.
What's next for them? I wonder.
Oh,
What will they
no
navigate?
idea. I would hate to speculate because I have no clue what's next for me at this point.
Tell the truth, lady. Tell the truth.
I
We-
know. Honestly, I'm scared for them because there's just too much. People are playing too much. It's just too much.
There's a
Things
lot
need to
going
calm
on.
down, but I know as long as I'm here, she's protected. So,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
that's true. That's true.
yeah,
Yeah, well, but I do think that there's so much of a legacy that was left for us, and we are still creating legacy. That we are still building in, and women are such a huge part of society, and And men, obviously men are too, but in different ways. And we have to celebrate, at least try and celebrate where we are. You know, me and the lemonade. Here comes the lemonade. I mean, life
Yes.
gives you lemons, you make lemonade. And honestly, I do believe women have. I think women have shown up strong. I think women have been, and now when you look at our politics and you look at, you know, our legal system, if
Mhm.
everywhere you look,
Yeah.
everywhere you look, women are there.
Yes.
Judges and law enforcement. I mean, we almost could have had a woman as a president. It could happen. It might happen in the future. Wouldn't be surprised. But there are certainly women leaders all over the world in
Yes.
high places.
Yes.
And when you think about where women have come from and what they endure, it's pretty amazing. It really,
Amen.
it really is.
It is. It is.
You know?
It's crazy to think that, how far we've come. But you wonder about all the things that you remember hearing about. Where did they go? You
Right,
know, and
right.
that's the one part that bothers me the most, I guess, because hearing my grandmother talk about things like the American Legion and being on the ladies auxiliary and things like that. I have a medic pin from World War II, and it's it's great, to know that there was a part of it there. But I don't
Right.
know. I guess my point is I miss that,
Yeah.
and I don't want to have to get online and go searching for some story that sounded like what my grandmother used to tell me.
Right.
And I don't understand why, the ladies don't still doing that. The Foreign Legion has always been. I mean, there's one down the street.
Hmm.
So what happened to that? I mean, I guess people just decided that was no fun anymore. I remember going with my grandmother, shoot, at least once a week, playing bingo or playing shuffleboard or hanging around with the other people listening to their stories. I think we
Yeah.
need that.
Community is not the same either. Community is sort of fragmented, and I do think we are creating more online communities than ever.
True.
And there are some virtual reality communities as well.
Hmm.
And I think people are retreating, and I know I hate to say this because I think we say it every time. COVID. COVID changed
Yes,
everything.
it did
I,
quite
I
a bit.
really do think it taught people that they can live in isolation, whether they liked it or not.
Yeah.
They certainly learned that they could. And for some people, they actually liked the isolation. They loved the notion of being to themselves, working from home, not having to go out in society. Um, and you also have a lot more, um, people are a lot more fragile, a lot more mental health
Yeah.
concerns. There's just so much that has
Mm.
changed in our society. Diet has changed. You and I talked a lot about gardening and all those things. I have my little hydroponic garden I'm starting here. I have
Nice.
lettuce. I have lettuce and I have spices. I
Ooh.
decided that I would start here and then ultimately maybe have an urban garden. See, I'm
Nice.
trying to return to what grandma did. I'm trying, I want to go
Yeah.
back to the place where I'm growing. Well, I say go back because I wasn't really doing it, but go back to where women, certain things like that.
Hmm.
Um, but all of it's related: nutrition, health, weight, mental health, like our nervous system regulating, even not constantly living in a state of hype.
Panic.
Right, right, right,
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's a whole different world we're in now.
Hmm.
and
Yeah.
and I think when I specifically look at women, what are we passing on to the younger women? What are we, you know if a granddaughter's asking grandma questions, she's seeking information.
Hmm.
And back to what you're saying, there's not enough storytelling.
Yeah.
There's not enough of that that sharing and that. And I do think some families are intentional about it,
Hmm.
but again, by and large, I don't think it's like it used to be,
Yeah.
unfortunately.
Yeah. I try. I mean, I'm sure lots of people try to go back to that some, but it's hard when you want to move forward to like when somebody passes and you're
Yeah.
trying to make it better for your children. So like my father-in-law, when he passed, he was a helicopter pilot.
Hmm.
So to try and help my children through that, I would every time we saw a helicopter, hi people, you know, and they loved that, and it got them through it. It got them, you know, where are those concepts anymore? Things that
Right.
like that, things that mean more than going out and buying them a new toy or something like that. You know,
Right. Right.
that's what
Connecting
I hate
the
about
past
it.
with the future. Yeah.
Don't throw money at your child's emotions.
Yeah.
Don't throw money at your partner's emotions. You know,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
sometimes I feel like that's what people like to do. It's that, or they throw a doctor with their medicine, and I don't
Hmm.
really agree with that either.
Hmm.
My
Hmm.
children, two of my both my boys had ADHD, and well, they learned that the medicine was only half the solution,
That's right.
you know.
That's right.
So it's oh, life is such a trade. It's one set of complications for another, and they call it evolvement. You know,
That's right.
evolving, and it's just not. It's not
Yeah.
what
Boy,
it
that's
is.
another thing we have in common. Same thing with my son. You
Yeah.
and I have so many things in common, but
Yep.
that's definitely another thing we have in common. And I had that conversation. I used to tell my son, make good choices before you leave the
Mhm.
house. Make good choices because you are ultimately responsible. Because if something happens and you grow up and you're in front of a judge, he's not going to care about whether or not you're neurodivergent. He's not going to care about whether or not you understood or you didn't understand. You now are responsible for whatever your actions. There's a consequence.
Absolutely.
um and that's part of it. But yeah, when I think about the fact that I am, from my mother's side, I am now the oldest surviving woman. I have younger cousins,
Hmm.
um but I am the one right now.
Yeah.
My aunt, my grandma, my all of the different women that I remember, I don't know that I got enough from them before they left, you
Yeah.
know? And it's like, and what will my granddaughter hear from me? What will she
Mhm.
learn and know? Of course, she has another grandma, but um, there's just so much I would love to impart. And I think that's why I
Absolutely.
do the work I do. I don't know about you, because I think that these podcasts and all of the things that I do are legacy to me.
Yes.
In fact,
Yes.
everything a woman does,
Hmm.
you know, it's
Yeah.
legacy. Leaving something behind, even if it's knowledge.
Absolutely. Absolutely. That's the exact reason I even put my foot in the water for this one.
Hmm.
Because at least it doesn't matter if I make anything off of this other than possibly a community. I don't care about the money. What I want is for my granddaughter, when she starts to have children and she remembers me, I want her to go show my great grandchild, right?
Yes,
That's what legacy really is.
that's right.
And
That's
that's what
right.
all I'm hoping for. I mean,
Yeah,
sure,
yeah,
everybody loves the money of YouTube, but
yeah.
that's not the important part for everybody.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's definitely putting yourself in the history book in one way or the other.
Yeah.
I call YouTube University. You are a part of YouTube University.
Yes.
And that's a really important point because uh, I do think that if we were, and God knows by the time they're older, if it'll be Googled or if there'll be some other name for it, but if we were looked up, just imagine how many times they'd see our faces on these thumbnails and
Yeah.
get to hear us. I don't have anything like that from my grandma, my mother, because that
Yeah.
wasn't their, during their time.
Right.
They didn't have this. So we are like redefining the way legacy is.
Yes,
I
we
like
are.
that. Yeah.
Yes, we
Same
are.
thing with book authors. Anyone listening who's thought of writing a book, write that book.
Yes.
That book.
Yes.
It's
And if you need help, Mama Lions has got you, people.
yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I
We're going to get
specialize in
started on
writing real
mindset.
story. Absolutely.
Absolutely. Oh my
So,
goodness.
um, B, I can say that this has been a great conversation. It definitely would have been better maybe if we had more people on, but I'm not disappointed in the conversation. I think that there's a lot we can say about women. There's a
Hmm.
lot we can say about the legacy, the contributions of women. But more than anything, I think the evolution of women. There's
Yeah.
been a lot of evolution, and we haven't completely arrived. But I don't know that anybody has completely arrived, to be honest, in our
No.
society.
But we are
Uh,
definitely well on our way.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
most definitely, most definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Goodness.
Speaking of, in August, um, equal pay, women's equality, equal pay. I don't know if I'm saying the exact way. I think it's equality, um, Women's Equality Day, and it's specific about legislation around women having equal pay.
Hmm.
I'm fortunate that I'm going to be traveling to Washington D.C. and
Ah,
going to be a part of a big conference with respect to that, and also receiving an award. So,
nice.
so I'm very excited that I was nominated.
Oh, don't just be excited. Tell us what it's for. Come
Well,
on.
I don't want to spoil it. I don't want to say too much because
Okay.
of it isn't publicly announced yet. But
Well, then
but
let me
you'll
just
see
say
it.
I'm proud of
Thank
you.
you. Thank you. But what I was awarded for, I will say, has everything to do with me building the RISE framework and helping women become more resilient.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. I just found out, I think yesterday or the day
Awesome.
before. So I'm making
Good
arrangements.
timing.
Yeah, yeah, really good timing. Yeah,
That is
and
so great.
yeah, so very exciting. So yeah, we can add this to the ladies' diary.
Yes, we can. And it was another good one. Let's see. I want to make sure I got all the comments. Oh, Big
Yeah,
Jack says 1994 Congress passed the Violence Against Women Act.
and that certainly was not that long ago.
Yeah.
So prior, what was going on? Never
Yeah.
mind. We don't have time to
And,
go
and,
into it.
and why?
Right,
Goodness.
right. Yeah. So
Yeah,
that's huge. That is huge.
that is huge.
And okay, so you can maybe you could interpret what that next one is because I can't.
It's emojis that StreamYard doesn't show you.
Oh,
It's his free. In fact, here I'll show you what it is. Just check the corner. Oh, where
okay.
there it is. See up there instead of Lady's Diary up in the left hand corner. It's that.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Okay.
It's history.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. You're teaching me some new things. That's why you're the producer.
Yeah, I try to be. That
I
look
want
says it all, didn't it?
I have no idea what's going on. But no, I got it. Okay. Very good. Very good. Well, I want to thank Big Jack for participating. And hopefully when people do the replay, they will also put in their
Yeah,
comments. Later is fine.
absolutely. Please hit that like and subscribe button too.
And shout out the amazing women in your family. Call them out, the women
Yes.
that are doing great things. Maybe we can, that's something that we can follow up on in the future too. But definitely celebrating certain women who have, um, not just the ones in the history book, like you said, the ones
Yes.
that we know that, you
Mhm.
know, started community centers that help youth in the inner cities, or some of the women that have done amazing things that seems to go unnoticed, but not really,
Yeah,
um, that's who I want to celebrate.
absolutely. Well,
So there
tomorrow I'll
it
be
is.
celebrating I'll be celebrating what would have been my mother's 70th birthday tomorrow. So
Oh,
it's a good
oh
month to
wow.
celebrate women.
Happy
Yeah.
heavenly birthday.
Amen.
Yeah. Isn't that something I had? So, yeah, like Mother's Day was my mother's birthday this
Mhm.
year on that day. And then your mom's
Yeah.
right after we feature this. Wow.
Yep.
That's,
We did good.
yeah, you did good.
All right. We
I'm not gonna say I did good. You did good.
Oh, come on, come on. I can't do this without you. We've already established that. You certainly didn't let me tonight, and I was willing to. I didn't
I
want to, but I
know.
was willing.
No. I cannot believe that I had this slip in my mind. This is
It
crazy.
happens,
So
honey.
I
It
got to search
happens.
out our guests and apologize, and I will make sure that they come back and hopefully they'll trust me. Uh,
It'll be
Big
fine.
Jack, I screwed up really bad.
She did not. Life happens, right, Big Jack?
this is this is a big one though.
Oh,
Um,
his words are life be lifing. I forgot that.
yeah,
Let me get
yeah,
it right. Sorry,
yeah,
boss
yeah. Life was life, and I didn't know today was Wednesday, but that's okay.
It's all right. And also, it was kind of weird because, today is the first Wednesday of the month and it's also the first of the month. So it's not
Hmm.
usually so close to the first. So,
Hmm. Well,
yeah.
and the truth is, I being out of school, so I'm very time
Mhm.
bound in my mind when I'm teaching
Yeah.
class and I'm going. So being out of school, honestly, there's been so many times this week where, and last week, where I've said, "What day is it?" Because I get up every day and I don't have the requirement to have to go into work, but I am doing a lot.
Let me tell
Uh,
you something. That's what daylight savings time feels like.
because you have to change time. I don't. That's right.
That is exactly what that feels like.
Yeah. It's like,
Yeah.
it's later for you right now. This is
It is. It is almost 8 o'clock. But hey, look at that. We did it. Time goes by fast when you're good. And we are a good team. You know that.
yeah. Well,
Yeah,
thank you. Thank you.
absolutely. And thank you for being here with me. Because, like I said, and we'll say it every time, I can't do this without you, lady.
You're just so kind. B, you're
Oh,
amazing. You're amazing.
hey, like we don't have conversations out there where you're just as kind, my dear. Uh huh. So if you're going to toot a horn, then I will too.
Okay. All right.
All right. Are you ready to go, honey?
I'm ready. Thank
All
you for listening, everyone. Whoever
right.
listens, whenever you listen. Thank you. Thank
Yes.
you.
I got a little
Appreciate you.
outro and we're out of here, lady. So
See you later.
I want to thank you all so much for joining us for another Ladies Diary. Listen, we hope tonight's conversation. Oh my, sorry. Sorry, I thought I was gonna sneeze and then it cough. We hope tonight's conversation encouraged you to think about the incredible women who came before us and the legacy we're leaving for those who will come after us. If you enjoyed tonight's discussion, we'd love to have you back the first Wednesday of every single month. Don't forget to like and subscribe, please, and hurry back for a team of creators that will touch upon anything a YouTube consumer could want: education, real life, a little bit of science, and a whole lot of community. Until then, be kind to one another, please. Cherish the stories that makes your family unique and never miss an opportunity to tell somebody how much they mean to you. I love you, sis. Ladies,
Love you too. Thank you.
y'all don't forget, we love you too. We will
Right.
buzz y'all later.
That's right. That's